Tonight, we begin with a red flag over what we see as a threat to one of the most fundamental pillars of the country's democracy, the media. An ill-advised and thoughtless tweet earlier today by Kericho Senator Aaron Cheruiyot issued a thinly veiled threat, referring to the media as a, quote, cartel that should be crushed by President William Ruto. As if possessed by a spirit reincarnated from the pits of the one-party dictatorship hell, the Senator Majority Leader even went as far as suggesting that crushing the media, whatever that means, would be good for the public. His rationale, believe it or not, is that the media is, quote, too influential and too powerful, unquote. Well, we choose to understand the word crushing in its plain meaning, which has the connotation of compressing or squeezing something forcefully so as to break or damage it or distort its shape. Of course, it is needless to say that no law gives the president any such powers over the media. Indeed, the very constitution that created the Senate, to which Cheruiyot is a gleeful member, singles out the media for particular protection against rogue elements in the ilk of Kericho Senator. That 2010 constitution dedicates no less than 3 entire articles, in addition to an array of other incidental provisions, to the primacy of media freedom in all its expressions. If crushing things is a government policy, then there is surely no shortage of things to crush. The high cost of living, the runaway fuel prices, the price of unga, the free fall of the shilling. That would be a good place to start. Further, as a lawmaker, Mr. Cheruiyot ought to know that the media is not just a business. In its plurality, it is directly tied to the very kernel of a democratic society. Freedom of expression, which, among other things, protects the rights of the individual from political tyranny. In suggesting that the president should crush the media, Mr. Cheruiyot is therefore inviting the head of state to abrogate a fundamental pillar of the very constitution he swore to uphold, merely to satisfy the senator's primitive instinct of power accumulation. Yet, Cheruiyot's verbal misadventure is not all an isolated happenstance. To the contrary, it is only the latest in a series of seemingly casual remarks that not only seek to degenerate the media, but reek of disdain and a desire to delegitimize the country's fourth estate. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has never hidden his impatience with the media that he sees as an inconvenience rather than a legitimate player in Kenya's democratization journey. While the media is, of course, not infallible, that is why our regulatory framework prescribes a robust mechanism for holding the media to account. The Complaints Commission, for instance, exists precisely for that purpose, and the likes of Aaron Cheruiyot have every opportunity to convey whatever perceived infringements to this commission. The president, in whose name the likes of Cheruiyot purport to speak, has projected himself as a Democrat and expressed his intention to engage the sector and robustly criticize it whenever he finds its contents contestable. But he has never promised to crush the sector. Right now, he would do well to come out and unequivocally disown these rogue statements. For as long as he remains silent, so long will these doubts linger, and so long will this misguided mindset continue to find succor in government and the country at large. Over to you, Mr. President. These are the day's top stories.